Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, and I am talking about The Way Home series finale. Oh my gosh, I cried. I cried throughout the whole thing. The writers did an amazing job for the fans, which I will talk about that. And I have a few theories to talk about too in this because there were some open things. But so I'm excited to talk about the series finale of The Way Home, and it broke me a little bit. Y'all, I cried and cried and cried. Okay, so I cried with the reunion scene with Colton and Dell. I had been waiting forever for that scene. I cried during that. I sobbed during the whole thing with Fern. Like the whole story with Fern made me sob. The actress did a great job acting like she was in shock in the beginning when she first finds out that Cliff died. That whole thing made me cry when she said that she was pregnant and that she was going to tell him at New Year's Eve. And why did she wait to tell him? And then when she got to tell him, and that was where that clip was from when he goes, "Oh, my love," is because she wanted to time travel to tell him that she was pregnant. That scene killed me. Like, I was crying so hard. I liked the scene with Grayson because I knew Grayson wasn't a bad guy. And that's what they did back then. If someone was pregnant and they weren't married, sometimes someone would pretend that they were the father, that they would marry that person. And Fern didn't want to like ruin Cliff's name because they weren't married yet. But and we never learned who Grayson's wife was. It just says in the one episode that he had gotten married to a woman. But I liked that scene where Fern told him that she hoped that he was happy, because I never thought Grayson was evil. So he was actually a good guy. I cried with the scene with Evie and Alice. Oh, I was in tears. Oh, I was in so many tears. That part just made me cry, that Alice saw her before she died. And I figured Evie was going to be the one who um edited it. And she said that her grandfather, because he knew about the film, taught her how to do it. And that scene, their friendship was my favorite friendship on the show. I loved their friendship so much. And I was just like crying during that whole scene with Evie and older Evie and Alice. And I knew that Evie had figured out that they were time travelers. I cried during the wedding scene with Jacob and Abby, and I cried when they realized who Casey was. I cried when Jacob was like, "Casey's my child." That made me cry. And I cried when she watched her parents get married. Like to see your parents get married, like so and I cried that they were all imagining everybody during that wedding scene. I knew that this episode, that I was gonna just like, that this was gonna be a crier. I knew that this was just gonna break me down when I saw the clip of Fern singing to Kat, "You'll Be in My Dreams." I knew that this was gonna like break me in tears. I also liked that it was Casey who took her grandmother to see her grandfather, to see Colton. I liked that. So Dell is her grandmother and Alice is her cousin, which they talked like cousins. And I have a lot of cousins that are way older than me, so that makes sense. And Max is her uncle and Kat's her aunt. But anyways, so I like I said, I was just like crying from start to finish. I liked the scene where Jacob got to talk to Elijah and he talked to him before he died. And when I saw Susanna and Thomas on the screen, I literally cheered. I had a feeling they were going to be in the series finale. Like, I was like, there's no way they can't have these characters in the series finale. And I was like, yay, Thomas! Like, y'all know how much of a Thomas fan I am. So, a theory I'm going to say here. So, when Thomas and Jacob are talking, Jacob says, I feel like we've had this conversation before. And in that one episode, we saw where it was like Thomas was a hallucination, like how Del was with Colton. But at the same time, it kind of felt like it was sort of more real. And Thomas says, I feel like we've had these conversations too. And he says, I've had dreams. And Jacob's like, I've had dreams too. And Thomas says to Jacob, I have dreamt about sitting on a front porch of a blue house with you and Kat. And I think he's just watching the sunset. And he says, in your time. And Jacob talks about how he has had dreams. And Thomas says that he has had dreams of mostly Catherine. So I have a few theories about that. So, one, Thomas does time travel forward and it just hasn't happened yet. Or two, so it could be like, you know how time travel, they're like, it creates ripples. Well, and the pond is literally ripples. It could also be like a different timeline, like another time, like lifetime, like another timeline, a ripple in time. And so the writers did that to leave that open because they knew that there were people like me who are diehard Thomas fans who wanted Kat and Thomas to be together, diehard shippers of Kat and Thomas. So they left that totally open. So when I saw, like, watch that scene, like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, during that scene. So I was so happy when I watched that. At first I was, like, in shock. Like, I was watching it with my mom, and we were, like, both looked at each other, like, while we were watching it together, because we're both The Way Home fans, and so we watched the series finale together, and we both looked at each other like, oh my god, like, oh my god, they're like gonna be together. So they left that completely open. And in that scene, Jacob says, I never told you the house was blue, to Thomas, and my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so happy. That part was so amazing. So I didn't get the chance to say this in my other video because I forgot to, but I had a feeling that it was Griffin who left the letter claiming to be Tessa. And we didn't get to see Griffin in the present. So like I said, I'm hoping that there's like a spin-off or something that we can see Griffin in the present, because we didn't know what happened to Griffin. I think in the one episode, Del says that the last she saw him was the early 2000s. So we didn't get to see Griffin in the present time. I also cried when Alice hugged Fern, and Fern was like, I knew who you were, that you were my great-great-granddaughter. And just like a really cool concept of meeting your great-great-grandmother and your grandfather, Colton. So I thought that was really cool. So let's talk about that Nick and Alice Claire moment. Okay. So in the scene when Alice is like, am I going to meet Claire? Am I going to meet her? And I knew there was a reason why Nick was in like this episode. And Nick was like, I'm sure you'll meet her one day. Claire is Alice. And I have a theory that when Casey says, which we never learned what this was, when Casey says, I wanted to jump before everything changed, what if Alice, when everything changes, Alice decides to leave the future and comes back to the past, present, comes back to the past at the right age to be with Nick. And she obviously would have to change her name. And like maybe something happens with Max in the future that makes her come back to the present and is with Nick. So but they did a good job. Like I was like, oh my god, when I saw the part I was like, oh my gosh. But they did a good job with, like, for fans, if there were people who wanted Kat to be with Elliot. I personally didn't, because I felt like it was more like a brother-sister relationship. I've talked about that before. And for people who wanted Kat to be with Thomas, like me, and for people who wanted Kat to be with, not Kat, for Alice to be with Nick, and for Alice to be with Max. Like, so they had it where, like, fans could choose, which I think is a good thing to do for fans. So I really liked that. We don't know what Casey had changed. That wasn't answered as well. There was an interview with the actress. I think I talked about this in my last video, but there was an interview with the actress, the lead actress who plays Kat, and I watched it, and she said that there were things left open and that the actors had thought there was going to be a couple more seasons, and you could tell that obviously that there was going to be a couple more seasons. And she said hopefully there'll be a reunion episode or a movie. So which these doors are totally open for that. So but I think they did a good job, considering that they got cut before, like, finishing what they planned on writing. I think they did a good job, especially with a mystery show, like wrapping something up, like, with a mystery show, because we have seen a lot of mystery shows just tank when they, like, get canceled, when they get cut short. But they did a good job with wrapping it up. They did a good job for the fans. They did a good job with, like, giving everybody a happy ending, giving the fans what they wanted. So I think, like, they did a great job for their fans. It was one of the best endings of a TV show that I've seen. You can love a TV show, but a lot of times shows themselves, the ending is not good. So I thought it was a great ending. I watched it twice, and even though I knew what was going to happen, I still cried watching it the second time. And I knew it was going to end with a time jump. Like, I think I said it with my videos, it's going to end with somebody jumping in the pond. And Kat and Alice jumped in the pond. And we don't know where they went. Where did they go? And we didn't know everything about Sam, because Sam was like, Casey told me all about the future. And I was like, no, you can't say the future. So, but like I said, I think that they did a great job. And a lot of things can come back. Like, I never seen the show, but, like, Veronica Mars came back. I think it came back as a movie first, then it came back as a show. I've never seen either. Prison Break, I'm pretty sure that came back too. There's a lot of shows that, like, that have come back. Star Trek came back. Star Trek was, like, for a couple seasons, and then it had an animated series. It had films. So, anything can come back. And Tessa didn't die. She's alive. So that's an open door too. Like, that was left open, like, for future possibilities. So, but anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts on the series finale. What did you think of it? Did you cry as hard as I did? What was your favorite moment? And we haven't seen the dog again. That itself could be a spin-off. Finn's Adventures. Finn time traveling. Finn went to the 60s, which I want them to go to the 60s. I think they were like in the 60s as kids, but I want the go-go boots. I want the 60s go-go boots and mod skirts. And I want to go, I'm glad that we got like a little bit of the 80s, and I want to go to the 1950s and the 40s. So if there's a spinoff or something, that's where I want them to go. But if you guys enjoyed my video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please like it and please subscribe. And thank you everybody for watching all my way home videos. And I will keep making videos here on my channel about entertainment, about my books. Right now, I'm having a summer special book sale of my series Kept by the Wind and Sky. It is a steampunk-inspired adventure series of pirates and royals, romance, adventure, and the first book is called Kept by the Wind and Sky, and the second book is called Serena's Song, Book 2. And you can buy both of them, 2 for $15. So this is what Kept by the Wind and Sky looks like. And then this is Serena's Song. And they follow cousins, Catherine Fitzwater, that's what the first book is about, who she's an aspiring inventor. And then the second book, Serena's Song, is about Catherine's cousin, Serena, who is a fearless pirate captain. But anyways, I want to say again, thank you guys for all of the likes, all of the kind comments, all of your theories. Thank you for loving this show just as much as I have and talking to me about it. These kind of shows are fun to talk with people, especially time travel and mystery shows. And I have had so much fun talking about it with y'all and hearing your theories. Y'all had great theories. If there is another way home thing, whether that be a special, TV special, movie, reunion episode, whatever, I will post another video about it. But thank you guys for watching my video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!